Good morning. It's Thursday. I'm breathing. I'm alive. I'm blessed. God is good. So yes, today the spiritual breadcrumbs is I am alive and kicking. And the reason I chose that title, or Spirit chose that title today, because as you know, I don't actually choose the titles, is that in the last short while, I've had people say, well, what's the point of doing something? Or I'm too old to start something new. So I'm going to give you a quote here from someone I think most of you know. I didn't really know about this lady until somebody had pointed it out to me. Life is what we make it. Always has been, always will be. And that was Grandma Moses. And for any of you that are not aware of Grandma Moses, or I think it's Anna Mary Robertson Moses, something like that, Anna Mary, anyway. So she began painting at the earnest age of 78. And she became an overnight success, if you like. And her work is sold worldwide, shown worldwide. So today, as I sip my coffee from the Made of Stardust and Magical Things, I want us to remember that age is not a factor here. It's everything to do with what we believe. So just to backtrack, because I'm going to use today the I Am Sacred affirmation deck and the Vibrational Earth Children deck. So in 2017, at the age of 60, I decided to create the I Am Sacred deck. Okay, my first deck was the vibrational, whoops, I haven't got it out of the camera here, vibrational energy deck, which was in 2030. Yep, you can work it out how old I was then. So when I created this deck, I want to read you inside what I had written as the introduction here. Our current world is about the instant fulfillment that we expect to receive, sometimes without putting any intention in place. Take a note, without putting any intention in place. So if we're saying to ourselves that I'm too old, or this is not the right time, or this is not going to happen, then guess what? That's our intention. All right. So anyway, putting the intention in place. So sadly, we forget to move into our sacredness and invite in the blessings. When we spiritually cultivate and connect in consciousness with our inner self, our guides, our helpers and angels, we invite in the sincerity and offer up the willingness to receive for ourselves unconditionally. So what I was saying there, as I reflect on reading this, because Spirit said, read this all, but I'm like, okay, I've got to go find the book and all that kind of thing, is that when we unconditionally accept that we have infinite possibilities, guess what? Our angels, our helpers, our ancestors, everyone will come in and root on our side like, woot, woot, I'm there for you. All right? It's our intention what we're going to do. So when I decided to create the second affirmation deck, which this is the second one, I honestly had to ask myself and Spirit, so what do we need right now? This is in 2017. What do we need right now? And the sense I received that we are all sacred beings with the ability to open up, to be open-minded and hearted in the flow of acceptance to self. So this was invited in our sacredness to ourself and what we are able to do. So I concluded the I Am Sacred, said it all without placing any restrictions or expectations upon the self, thus allowing when we are in that purpose, that intention, that collectiveness of self in our sacredness, and open up our heart, our minds, our psyche, if you like, what we're doing is inviting in the possibilities. I'm not saying that everything's going to work out as we have expectations of, but if we don't put in the energy, we don't put in the effort, then how can we expect a result? Okay, anybody that has created something from scratch, like my decks, there was a lot of groundwork, there was a lot of doubting in myself. And then I had to let it go and go, okay, Spirit, you're going to take this. I'm going to let you guide me. I'm going to let you lead me. And that's what they did. They led me to the amazing artist, Heather Brewster, that did all the artwork on the vibrational energy. They led me to Kim Dreyer, who did the beautiful artwork on the vibrational earth children. And they led me to Aaron Pine, who did the beautiful artwork. So see, and I have to explain on this one, I will backstep a little bit. When I was looking for an artist for the vibrational energy oracle deck, and I know a lot of you love this deck. It was my first deck and it's always been my baby. I had gone to several artists around the globe, and I thought, oh my gosh, why can I not find the right artist? And Spirit just said, trust, it's going to happen. So I trusted. Then I was speaking to somebody, because at that point I was on tour with my husband, Chris Lee. And when we were coming back through a location where we had gone through, and I was talking about creation of the deck and needing to find an artist, the person said to me, hey, have you reached out to this person? Have a look at her art and see what you think. And it was Heather Brewster. And all of a sudden, I'm like, there's a connect. And I'm like, okay, will she be interested? And of course, the rest is history. She was. And it's turned out not only a creation of this deck, but she's helped me with a lot of my artwork on my website. So any of you have been there. She's turned into or become a very dear and valued friend of mine. And I feel very blessed for Spirit placing her there for this deck. And when I do create another oracle deck, which I'm hopeful to do, I would love her to be the artist to work on the artwork. Anyway, I digress. So today, because I feel that we need to remind ourselves that we are alive and kicking. We're here. You're present. Okay? So if there is something you're wanting to implement, put into play, sit with the intention, meditate on it, think about what it is you want and what obstacles you need to overcome, because sometimes it's our own fear. Okay? Then let everything start happening. That's when we get our little spiritual breadcrumbs. Spirit, sprinkle them there and say, hey, we're going to give you this so you can look into it. So first card from the I Am Sacred deck. A quick shuffle because we are cutting into time, and I try and there's the card. Okay, let's put that over here. Oops. Move everything out of the way. Thank you, Spirit. That was very kind of you to put that into our play. Card number 40, I am sacred, filling my vibrational soul with inspirational creativity. Wow, we talked about implementing with intention what we want to do. And here is what I love about this particular card, this multifaceted diamond shape with all these different reflections, all these different possibilities. So we may see that one maybe triangular shape there of what we want to start with. But when we open up to Spirit, what happens is our infinite possibilities start forming, and we create this diamond-like image with all these different reflections of, well, there's this, there's that possibility of that. Maybe you're just looking from there, and so on and so on and so on. So that's the card there. And because today I feel we need a childlike influence, because the person I spoke to just like, I can't do it. What's the point of doing it? I'm like, oh God, you sound like a 2-year-old. That was in judgment. I didn't mean it to be in judgment, but it was that sort of terrible twos where we do, it's a point, and I do it myself. So I'm pulling 3 cards from the Vibrational Earth Children deck, and I want us to see from our childlike essence. What, oh, there's one card. Okay, that's interesting. Oh, there's the second card. Oh, there's the third card. Thank you. All right, let me put that over there and pull the 3 cards. So the first card that jumped out, and we had this already, I think, this week, magic rules. So when we allow the magic to enter into us, in other words, we don't restrict it with, it's got to be this, it's got to be that. We just say, okay, this is my infinite possibility. This is my consciousness allowing you, Spirit, my angels, my helpers, to guide me in the direction here. right? I'm going over time here. So the second card is the dreaming tree. Infinite possibilities, magic rules. Just be open to see what comes. And even if it seems very weird or out there, don't worry about it. Just make a note of it. Maybe there's something interconnects with it later. And the last one, I love this because it's ask for help. Yeah, connect with spirit. Spirit is there. We're interconnected every step of the way. So I want to thank you for joining me today with the Spiritual Breadcrumbs. I shall be back tomorrow at the same time, 9 a.m. And I'm trying to keep these no more than 10 minutes. And I've gone over. Apologies on that. Have a great vibrational day, everyone. Vibrational blessings.